We're ready to roll here. I'm recording, so yeah, go right ahead.
And we are live. One thing I just want to briefly wrap up real fast as we're seeing the start of this game is God's Garden is one of the first places we got to see Flash's really interesting one factory Goliath, one barracks medic marine opening with a fast expansion. That
Whoa,
sort of opening.
What was that? Did I just hear that? One factory Goliath plus M&M. That's amazing. What? I'm sorry, you're going to talk about it more, but that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a really nice opening that Flash developed. Haven't really seen any other players use it. So for instance, what ends up happening is he goes one racks and he expands, and then he gets a factory. You can switch up the order a little bit on it. You can get the factory really fast, you know, for the vulture harass while you're getting the command center. But just some sort of fast gas, fast expand, one racks build. But then with that factory, he gets an add-on and starts getting Goliaths while getting medic marine. And then what happens is, later on in the game, he transitions to a very normal army. We saw July against Flash on Medusa. We saw Flash do it then. We saw Flash versus Jadong on Return of the King, I believe the map was, where Flash did it. And we saw it on God's Garden. And I believe... I can't remember for the life of me who his opponent was, but I think it was also in the Golden TV matches. And that's the sort of build that allows Terran to have really solid control over the mid-game, whereas it's more typical for Zerg to have control over the mid-game with Mutalisks and Lurkers. Goliath Marine is really great at stopping Mutalisk harass with the Goliath's range and the Medic Marine's ability to do damage. And because Goliaths have so many hit points, they're also very effective against Lurkers early on, so... That sort of opening was a really good sort of reversal to the Zerg trend of dominating the mid-game on this map while they went for Ultralisks, and it screwed the Zerg player up quite a bit. I don't think Yosh will be doing something like that, and that about wraps up what I have to say about that. I could go on for longer, but you know what? We have a game to watch.
That was very illuminating, though. Absolutely illuminating. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed listening to every moment. I'm amazed still. Looks like we had an early drone scout, by the way. A 9-drone scout, I believe. Meanwhile, we got ourselves a 12 hatch. There we go. Smart drone. I think that's probably a decent move there. I mean, every single Terran and their mother goes for gas early, but this time actually he needs to know basically, is it going to be M&M or is it going to be early expand or something like that. He's going to try to keep his drone as long as possible in the base. Right now, I mean, do you think, well, you know, first off, I really like what your point is. I mean, I think nowadays we're seeing so many combo mech and M&M builds from Terran, really diversifying their game from, you know, the SK Terran builds. You know, we're seeing like rates into M&M, yeah, you know, vultures into M&M, sometimes even Goliaths, like you're saying, you know, into a couple in M&M. Although I do like that. I like M&M switches more than just pure mech, in my opinion. At least it's fun. Anyway, the drone gets out, and we're going to see here, looks like a command center is going to go down for the Terran. So one racks into CC, and he's going to take the outside one.
Yeah, really good, really standard. Right now, it looks like Stryker is going to do a little bit of the 3-hash action, so he hasn't gotten his gas yet, and that expansion at the back is very late. Is very, very late. It actually should have been up right before that worker fight even started. So I mean, he's already getting his gas. So clearly, I'm not sure I like getting that many Zerglings early on. He got 4. I'd be a little more comfortable with 0 because, I mean, look, he has this drone right there at the front of his expansion. He knows whether there's going to be any Marines coming. He saw 1 racks and no gas. What threat is there going to be? You just don't need that many Zerglings. 0 or 1 set is sufficient. And, you know, against other players, I would be, you know, more than comfortable, you know, ignoring that. But when you're playing it against someone who's as good as Yosh, you need to be doing tons of little stuff like that with really high consistency all game long, because it's really the only way that you can hope to have a successful mid and late game against him.
Yeah, by the way, looks like we're going to see that 3-hatchery build. By the way, Stryker is a recent grad of MIT, and Yosh, of course, grad student, and you know, just famed player from Berkeley, of course, a professor of sorts. also a lecturer in StarCraft, the first ever StarCraft class, at least in English. I don't know if it's the first ever. Maybe in Korea they have like gurus, you know, like I Love Ooh. If you don't need a class, you just need to find him on a mountain. But looks like
oh
the
yeah, absolutely.
Command Center actually, you know, it didn't actually get there as soon as I would think it would have. I guess he needed to get that the Marines out. I guess that's pretty good for those Lings, though. I mean, would you say there was a little bit of a delay there?
I think it's appropriate to, because generally you get a command center very quickly, and in a few circumstances you have to delay a little bit and just make some additional SCVs. I think this is just totally standardly awesome. I don't mind lifting a little bit earlier, but really it's less the fact that Stryker made Zerglings and more the fact that any Zerg could have more Zerglings waiting that causes him to delay. Because it's really hard to get a scouting SCV out there. Unless, of course, the SCV in the main stays alive for a really long time. But we'd like to assume that no such thing happens. And it looks like Stryker is, in fact, going for this type of play. I would like, the 3-hatch Mutalisk play. He's getting a few sunken colonies in front, so that's nice and well. But I really would like a few more drone step back expansion. Because you like to transfer them early, so that way any subsequent drones that spawn from the hatch, you don't have to transfer them to someplace funky. You can just bring them to the appropriate location. And Stryker definitely oversaturating his front. Dislike that quite a bit.
Yeah, probably some imbalances. You know, it's got to keep these APM up. He's got 3 sunken colonies, almost no links against about a dozen M&M here. Looks like the M&M are going to go for it. I think. Oh man! Are they going to go for it? Oh no! Oh no! Stryker! Oh, he got the medic, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. It's going to come down to the last sun colony. I think he might have cheaped out on the Lings, and this could be an early end here for Stryker. Disappointment. Oh man,
what a brutal loss.
Unless the Lings get out, I mean, is there enough anywhere? The eggs are hatching right now. The Marines are going to go for the drones. Most of the drones, I think all the drones have escaped. The Spire getting attacked here by the Marines. No reinforcements can be seen on the map though. Lings popping. They're just dying though. Oh man, the drones weren't able to block. It looks like the M&M are going to. They're not going for the Spire. They're not going for the Spire. Whoa! So Stryker by the skin, there's no skin on teeth, by the tartar on his teeth, manages to stay alive here in this game. But is he gonna be able to hold off the next push here? Is the question. I don't know. He has to try to delay here or something with his Lings, and also get some mutas out. I mean, that's the only thing that could save him, I think, at this point.
Yeah, excellent decision-making by Yosh, adding on that 4th barracks. The instant he started to break that front, he immediately threw down that 4th barracks, which is a great choice, because now it really puts the pressure on the Zerg player. He can continue moving Medic Marine to the front, and if he starts getting more pressure at his base, he can hold it off much more easily with Medic Marine. So here comes the next batch of Medic Marine. Still only 1 Medic there. That could be dangerous for Yosh. More units coming up, but with good control, that one. Oh, yeah. Easy peasy. No problem.
Nice. Very nice play here, I gotta say, from Stryker. Although it was a little bit Savior-esque of not building enough sunken colonies, and I say that in a bad way. Savior, towards his declining days, often, I mean, it happens to every Zerg. Once in a while, you lose to a sunken break. Stryker almost losing here in this game to the sunken break, but I think just a